Can't change my mind.
Go ahead and sing for the people, girl.
Girl, period, not.
Girl, period, not. Hello. Hey, y'all. This sleeve has been giving me issues since I put this shirt on. Kind of darker than my lipstick.
Hello,
Person
on Facebook.
Let me take my shoes off, y'all. I gotta get comfortable.
Ugh.
Ooh, I can't get that comfortable. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? To a couple people that's on here. Well, it's 7:04. Technically, we're on time. We are this week. I was on time for myself today. Like,
Sorry, y'all.
hey, do we want to bring it closer? Are you okay?
Mm.
It don't matter. As long as I want. I mean, I can sit my glass on the floor, so it's fine. Is that gonna fall?
Mm-mm.
No. I just want to closer to us.
What y'all doing?
What y'all doing? What y'all doing? Oh. I do gotta share it. It should already be on your page though, because I tagged you. So hey guys, we're live. We're here. It's Wednesday.
Bang, bang.
Wind Down Wednesday with Ken and Kay. So this is Wine and Grow. I'm Ken. I'm Kay. She's Kay. I'm Ken. And this is Wine and Grow. We grow and we wine. We wine, we grow, and we grow and we wine. By season 4, I will have it down pat.
That's
Like,
my
I won't miss
eyebrows.
it. Talking about eyebrows. What is
Eyebrows moving. Eyebrows.
eyebrows.
My eyebrow sockets.
We wine when we grow, and we grow when we wine. So
Period.
that is what this is. Talking about our growth, our journey, our healing, the process.
You know, I thought about us today.
In what
We
way?
got a big lesson on accountability this year.
Yeah.
We did.
This past week. Lord have mercy.
I was like, that's what I did think about. I said, ooh, they tried to take us out. They tried to take
Girl,
us
when
out.
I tell you, I was on my Instagram page looking at posts and came across one of our videos from maybe it was last season.
Mm-hmm.
When I tell you I put myself in check, because I was like, oh, okay, that was you talking. You heard what you said. You heard what you said to you, right? All right. So yeah, that was that. Like, you know, we was talking about like when to cut off, when to cut people off and stuff like that.
Oh,
So yeah,
ooh,
like when you like when it's okay to give people a chance and actually teach them how to love you versus it being too much and you needing to just let it go. Like, some people just not teachable. Some people ain't worth it. But other times people are.
Yeah.
Gotta give it a chance.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this week we're talking about self-accountability.
Some of
That's
y'all
deep.
may not know about accountability because y'all don't blame yourselves for nothing.
No.
Because y'all don't do no wrong.
Yep. And that's what
That's a
self
lie.
part. That's what that self
That's a
part
lie.
comes in at. Because
Baby.
a lot of people. 1 second.
Sorry, guys. Yo. Y'all ever seen that? Since we had to take a break, y'all ever seen that video where that man was doing his little news report or whatever that was, his interview, and his baby came rolling in?
When he was on the meter?
Yeah. Both the kids and then the little lady came crawling on the floor.
Crazy. But anyway, sorry. I mean, if y'all know us, you know, y'all friends with us, y'all know I have a child, 13, and he's back there playing this game. He gets angry, he gets loud, and he gets together, and I don't want to hear it. Y'all don't want to hear it. So, anyways,
Sorry, y'all. I got this a lot.
so we talk about self-accountability or whatever today. And you know what, before we get started, you know, I just want to shout out Teed Up Customs for my sweater. It says, warning, I may start talking about Jesus at any moment, because y'all know I will, in a heartbeat, compare, be like, hold on, let me.
Is that open?
Bible scripture. No, it's not going to open. It's just going to want me to log in for work. But, so I was like, oh, you know what? This is a good sweater for me to wear on Wine&Grow. So anyway, shout out to Teed Up Customs. Check them out. Shout out to Shawnee. Yeah. So self-accountability. Like you were saying, some people might not even know what it is. A lot of people hear, when you hear accountability, you hear about an accountability partner.
Yeah.
Right? You hear about, like a versus self-accountability. Yeah. You know, what that looks like, holding yourself accountable for things that's going on in your life.
That you took a part in, that you done, that you can change.
Yes.
You. That's the key word. Yes. You.
Oh, the other day, I think that might have been yesterday, Keisha had posted a status, and she was like, don't blame a clown. Don't get mad at a clown for acting like a clown when you the one who went to the circus.
I see that, but that's the word.
It is. It is. I was like, wow. Like, yes, you were intentionally putting yourself into a situation over and over and over, and then you get mad at that person when it turns out to be bullcrap. You know, like we have to learn to take part accountability in the things that are going on in our life. You know, and of course there are situations that occur where you are a victim. You know, people do take advantage of you and stuff like that. But it comes a time when you're like, you know what, I could have done this to avoid that. You know, or I can do this so that does not happen again. You know, in the future. So yeah.
I have a question about that, but I
go ahead.
Trying to get in their feelings.
No, go ahead.
So, in cases where we are actually a victim, because we know that there's still possibly signs of what can happen. Do you think that you should still hold yourself accountable after you really process the situation and see when or how you could have did anything different in that situation?
What kind of situation are you referring to?
And that's why I was saying maybe I should.
You don't want to. Yeah,
I don't want to
trigger.
Yeah.
Warning.
Because I didn't been in some situations.
We could put a warning.
Yeah.
It's like for instance, if somebody say a woman that was raped and they're like, well, she had on a short skirt, so she was asking for it. Like what?
People don't ask to be raped.
No.
So
yeah. Like that's a situation like where you literally are a victim and you can blame that person for what they did to you.
Yeah.
But what situation? Like, what's an example of something you might be? No, you don't want to talk about it.
No.
I'll give one. You know, this is serious. This is a serious one too. They can push a little buttons, but domestic
That's
abuse.
what I was. But see, you know, that was gonna push a lot of buttons. I wasn't trying to go there because I've been in that type of situation.
Say, yeah, we both have. Being people that have gone through domestic abuse ourselves, I feel like we can talk about it. Yeah. It's not like we're talking about something that we haven't been through personally. Yeah. And in those situations, of course, there were times when I felt like, what's going on? But there were also times when I provoked shit.
Yeah, and I was, girl,
but provoked it. You ain't gonna hit me. I wish you would hit me. I'll fight you back. Blah blah blah. Boop. Bada boop. Let's fight then.
And I don't provoke. I didn't provoke. I just was there. Just was there. And if the person got mad, now I ain't gonna say I was just sitting there getting whooped now. But of course, because I was defending myself, but at the same time, it was nothing that I was doing as far as provoking for this person to do anything to me. Yeah. But because they had this anger problem and I felt like they only put their hands on women. Because I ain't never seen that person fight a man.
That's a coward.
Since I've known them.
Yeah.
But, I just knew the extent of what it was with me. Ended up finding out some other stuff about what they did to another person after me. Yeah. But because we see we see what's happening, we know what's going on, and we still choosing to stay.
That's the part you're talking about.
Yes, because I was still with that person for a little bit of time after the fact, and I knew but it was just the fact that I'm just going to defend myself because I was not in the state of mind to know that I just need to leave. I just need to leave this person alone until I realize I just need to leave this person alone because I don't want it to end with death or somebody being hurt for real, or somebody going to jail or anything like that. Yeah. But yeah.
And that is a touchy topic, you know, because you talk about people staying in abusive relationships for different reasons and stuff like that, just being numb to what's going on, being afraid, financial reasons, different stuff like that. fear of what, you know, something worse can happen if you decide to leave this person. So it's almost like you staying in a relationship to keep them happy, you know, but it's still hurting.
Dying mentally and physically.
Exactly. So I mean, but there's ways to get help, and I think we did touch on this a little bit last week of just like that victim mentality. Yeah. Like sometimes we take the victim mentality too far, you know, and we have to pick ourselves up, you know, at some points and decide, you know, I'm better than this, you know, like we have to do the work to get to that point where we're strong enough to leave situations like that and get what we deserve.
Yeah. And that's that type of, even though this is off subject, that type of situation is still deep to me, because when you think about your why, when they say, why didn't you leave? You're like, because I didn't want anything to happen, because I was scared, because, you know, but your why, if you have children, that should be a why, because you don't want your children to not have neither parent.
Yeah. And you know what, if there's anybody out there listening who is experiencing domestic abuse, talk to somebody. There's plenty of hotline numbers you can call to get help, especially during this time of, you know, quarantine, when we're in the house with people forcefully, you know, having to work from home, having to teach kids from home, you know, like you're literally having to be in situations. Work could have been your only, you know, outlet. Church could have been your only outlet, whatever. Now you're at home all of the time. You know, I urge you to just reach out to somebody, talk to somebody. No one's asking you to up and leave right now, because that's a process, you know, but at least start the process by getting some help. The domestic violence hotline is like 1-800, I forgot.
Yeah,
Dang.
I don't know that. I'm sorry.
But you can definitely Google it. I would say
we can put it on here.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to look it up, we can put it on here, but we'll definitely put it on here for y'all.
Yeah. So woo.
That was deep. Do you know that actually still makes me emotional, although that was years ago?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because you, in your mind, you think that it would never happen to you, and then it happens to you. So many of things, like the situation that I just had to hold myself accountable for this year. Many of things that you think would never happen to you, and it happens to you.
Yeah. So 800-799-SAFE. And that's 7233. So 800-799-7233.
And I'll just put domestic violence hotline.
Yes. Okay, let's lighten the mood a little bit.
Yeah, you see how
right?
Sorry,
so
y'all.
Talking about some other things we can hold ourselves accountable for. You know, like there's very simple things like weight loss. You know, which also can be a touchy subject for some people, because it's like, well, you know, it's just not that easy. It runs in my family. All this stuff. Change your diet. Go exercise. You know, like there is things like that you can do.
I do feel like that's something that's easy. It's just the fact that y'all, myself included, I'm not trying to lose weight. Are lazy. Yes.
Stuck in your ways.
Yes.
I literally said that at the gym working out yesterday. I said, you know what? It's just easier to stay fat. I did. I did. He was like, well, you feel that way now until you get older, and then it really starts, you know, taking a toll on your body. Yeah. You know, like there is some point you gotta throw away all them snacks and stuff, and you really have to be intentional about taking care of your body, you know. So I'm trying to. I'm 30 now. Gotta take care of these old bones.
Y'all, first of all, I worked out 2 days ago. I'm sore. I have not done it again yet. I have not done it again yet, because y'all, these people is on the road. The dog,
right?
What is going
Listen.
on? But yeah, no, I haven't done it again yet. But I definitely want to change my eating habits. I do want to work out, because just working out just to stay active.
Yeah.
But you know, there's a million ways to stay active.
That's what I be like.
And working out ain't one of them for me.
Listen, man, I be going dancing. You know, I walk in the grocery store, you know, to pick for snacks.
I lift my fork.
You know, whatever. I think it's just, for me, it's easier for me to change my diet. Like, I don't really like to work out. Like, I think it was like easier to be more in shape when I was younger, because of like cheerleading and dance and stuff like that. It was like I was working out without literally having to go to the gym and push up some bars and run. It was like I'm moving, and like I was, you know, working out without intentionally working out.
Yeah.
So I try to find ways to still do that now, you know, like going out and dancing and stuff like, but it's just not the same.
I think after the summer is when I being active.
Yeah, I mean, and that's common. Yeah, you just want to be in the house, cuddle and
eat.
Yeah, whatever. What's a personal example that you have of self accountability?
Y'all, this summer, my summer was great, y'all, and that wasn't even summer, but it was just a couple months ago. And you know, some things happened that were my fault, and I just had to look at myself and say, "Who are you?" And why would you do such a thing? Because that's not in my character. So I had to really look at the part that I played in a situation and realize that I did this to myself. Now all I can do is fix it because I can't go back and change anything.
Yeah, that'd be the hardest part.
Yeah.
Accepting, like, I think that's the first step to really like taking accountability or like getting past something is like accepting that it's not gonna, like, you tripping on it is not gonna change nothing. Like within the last week, my last week of stuff, just stuff happened to me. I had a lot of financial things going on that were caused because of someone else. However, I was the person who initiated and allowed this stuff to happen, which led me to be in a bad situation. So holding myself accountable for my part, you know, but then it's like now I'm on this person to try to fix this problem when at the end of the day, they're going to move how they want to because it ain't them. So I had to accept the fact that you have to be smarter for yourself. Yeah. You know, like...
And that's crazy to me, but you know, that's a whole nother thing. Because people's character...
Yeah, people will show their true character.
Everything. That's a whole nother thing, man. But yes, that... or even situations like when they did come to, like, when me and my kids' father didn't have a good relationship, the part that I would play, not to say that I'm the one starting it, but I'm the one that's feeling like I'm going to finish it. So, but I ain't making the situation no better because it's us going tit for tat.
Yes. And you get tired. Like, don't you get tired of going back and forth? Like,
because in the end, who win it? Technically, in my mind, it was me because I definitely always had the last word and made it very clear. But I don't be wanting to argue. I don't want to be yelling. I just want smooth sailing. So I had to stop. I had to realize that if you want something to get better, you yourself have to get better. Have to realize again the part that you're playing in the situation and why it continues to stay the way it is. Mm-hmm. If you're not gonna give them that same energy, they're gonna stop giving it to you.
They're gonna
change.
I think like one of the number one situations that we have here to discuss is how people treat us. Right, holding ourselves accountable for the way other people treat us.
Yeah.
Right, and that sounds crazy, right? Because it's how somebody is treating you. But in a sense, it's like you don't have to deal with the way somebody is treating you. You could remove yourself from that situation, and again, I say get what you deserve. It's like, when I was in a relationship and I was being cheated on terribly. But still dealt with this person for longer than a year and found out early on in the relationship that this was happening. One, the biggest mistake that I made was thinking that I could change this person, right? Literally telling them that, well, I can help you, get over that issue, blah, 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 and literally trying to find ways to help them not cheat. Well, I'll just spend more time with you. I'll just do this for you so that way you don't have to do it with somebody else and blah, 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 all the other type of stuff. Basically, putting it on myself to handle someone else's problem, right?
Not to blame
and exactly, and that's where I have to hold myself accountable. It's because it wasn't my problem to fix. But yet I put myself in a situation to fix that problem. And that's where most of our own problems come from when we're trying to fix somebody's problem.
I'm not a fixer.
And now you got yourself into something.
Yeah. I can't say that one. I guess that was way too close. I can't say that one. But yes, I agree. Because I had myself in a situation for a year or so.
Yeah.
And y'all, it's not good. Y'all, we really got to look at ourselves and see how we allowing certain things and why we're allowing these things. But this also goes into learning yourself and just reviewing your relationships with your friends, your family, yourself, to figure out why you allowing these things to happen, and then playing the victim afterwards, like you didn't have a part in this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you don't know or not, you still played a part in it.
Yeah.
You still played a part in it, because it wouldn't go on so long if you didn't.
I urge you all to look at the issues that you're having in your life.
Yeah.
And what's the word I'm looking for? Survey, like the cause, the cause and effect. Like, well, this happened, for instance, if you don't like your job. Is there things that you could be doing better in your job? Are you actually putting your all into that job? And if you're not, why are you there? It's like, so leave. And then it's like, well, no, financial, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So you're choosing to stay in that situation. Hold yourself accountable for the thing that you don't like in your life.
What's my favorite saying? We all have choices.
Yes. So evaluate. That's what I was looking for, not survey. Evaluate.
Yeah.
Evaluate the things that is going on in your life and decide how you can change the narrative. Shifting perspective. We talked about that last week too. Shifting the perspective on things. Determining, you know what, this is how I can take control of this situation and make it so that it benefits me versus it hurting me.
Yeah. That happened with my job too. Because when I left my job, or when I got fired from my job, let go, whatever you want to call it, I was number one in customer support. I was giving that job my all. But it was just too much. So the choice was going to be made whether I was going to stay or leave by me or by them. And either way, it was going to be made, because it was not in the plans for me to stay.
Yeah.
So, again, we all got choices. You definitely want to make the one that's best for you, but just keep in mind they all have consequences, good or bad.
Yeah. And get some accountability partners. Like we're talking about self-accountability, right? But you want to, when you identify the issues that you're having, holding yourself accountable, you want to say, hey, friend, hey, sister, hey, cousin, or whatever, this is my issue, right? Like, for instance, when I had decided that I was done with that relationship, right? I had got over the whole cheating or whatever. I'm like, I'm done. Friends, take my phone when we go out. Because I know if I get to drinking, I'm going to call this person because I still had feelings. I still cared, right? And still I wanted to win in a way. I wanted to be the one that this person chose to do right with. So my friends started to do that. They held me accountable for that. Even when it got to a point when I realized that I was drinking too much. Right? Like at certain points, it's like getting to a point where I'm blacking out or whatever. Like, if I could just be real, like drinking to a point where I'm blacking out and throwing up in the bed all day, wasting the whole day because I'm hungover and sick and all that other type of stuff. Friends, you know what? When we go out from now on, it's a 2-3 drink minimum, depending on who making the drink. Be real.
Really, it's 4.
I'm gonna just be real. Because if I go, to my spot, it's probably 2 and done. But I'll push 3. But it's just like, I let them know, and then I'll say,
we know.
Yeah,
she's had enough.
But it's okay. Then how many did you have? Okay, here 3, but I ain't gonna finish this one here. Here y'all go.
Girl, you're giving out drinks to the club. Free drinks. So yeah. But we get you an accountability partner that's in a space that they hold themselves accountable to. Don't get nobody that's not gonna be good for you either.
Yeah. Real friends, real people in your life is gonna tell you the real and not gonna sugarcoat it.
Yeah, which last week when we was talking, I was talking about one of my friends who I had to hold accountable, the way she was coming off to people. And when she was telling me about how she was coming off, I said, girl, I was gonna tell you the same thing, but I was trying to just let you live for a second. But the fact that she had to say that and she don't talk to you that much, no. The way you coming off is terrible. So you got to change that. Don't change who you are. Just change the delivery. That's it. And she ended up messaging me the next day telling me, this is why you my friend. Thank you. Just sent me a whole little post. I said, oh, you know, you're welcome, but you know, that's what we do.
Because we need it, and it hurts. It hurts in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
When you have to first hear yourself saying, I did this wrong, I did that wrong. Let's do this. Let's say this too. Don't blame yourself for things that isn't your fault. We don't want you to do that. Okay? Don't start playing the blame game, because some of us get very guilty. I had those moments in my life too, when I would beat myself down, blame myself, make myself guilty for everything that people did. You know, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about guilting yourself to a point where you're sick and you're depressed and stuff like that. No, we're literally talking about taking control of your life and making things better for yourself. You know, so it's going to hurt, right? Because you're going to be like, I could have done this differently, but I chose to do something else. So it hurts to know that I made a bad decision. That's something that I have to accept, and that's not easy. To know that I could have done something differently. And then you got to hear from people who love you, and then you thinking, well, they just, you know, they're just beating down on you, right? Verbally and stuff like that. And like, and I've been that person to do that. So if you're that person for somebody, do not, like, check your delivery. Because you want to make sure people can take what you're saying. Yeah. You know, if you got to make sure it's coming out of love, you know, and support. You know, friend, I love you. Sister, I love you. But remember you said that you was done with him? So why are you calling him? You know, at the end of the day, yes, it's your decision, but I just want to let you know out of love that this is not something that you should be doing. This is unhealthy. Or, friend, remember you said you want to lose 10 pounds? Why are you out here eating this cheeseburger? Oh, it's a cheat day. Oh, okay, cool. All right, but if not, no, give me that burger. You know, like, for real.
Don't take my burger.
You said.
I know what I said, but I'm eating my burger today. Shoot, because I got it now.
So, yeah, be real with each other. What Tupac say? Heal one another. Be real to one another.
No, I'm sorry. I keep checking my. I'm trying to make sure ain't no lipstick on me or nothing. But hey, Dominic, I didn't know if you was raising your hand or if you was waving.
Right, waving. What's up, Dom? Shout out to my Refresh family. They be like super supportive, and I appreciate y'all. Refresh is the young adult ministry at my church, and I just love them because they always hopping on, saying hey, sharing the videos and stuff, and I really appreciate that.
Thank y'all. I don't know y'all. I just heard about Spencer a lot. Other than that, I don't know everybody. But hey, y'all. Thank y'all for coming on. Thank y'all for sharing. And all the great stuff. Oh, he said he was waving.
Oh, okay.
Anything else you want to add today, friend?
I'm sure. But I think, I
also feel like we touched on it a lot. I think although we weren't seeing accountability, or maybe we did in the last couple episodes, I think the last few episodes have all been tying into each other, because it's still holding yourself accountable for the things that you, for unlearning negative patterns. What was the other one before the end? Living in the past.
Yeah. Yep.
Moving forward now.
That's the count. You have to, take accountability so that you can actually do those things. You can move forward, stop living in the past, and then you can stop unlearning. You can unlearn negative patterns.
Yes.
But that all starts with accountability.
Yes.
Acceptance. Yes. All of it starts there. You know, so
acceptance is the first one.
Thank you, Joyce. Are there any questions? Is there any comments anybody wants to add? Any situations you want to discuss? Anything before we hop off? Because we hitting on our 30-minute mark, but y'all know we always willing to stay on longer. We started about 5 minutes in anyways, so we kind of owe y'all, you know.
Yeah, I know I don't be going into detail about my stories, y'all, but some of them be way too fresh, way too close to me.
Yeah, and it's a way
too detailed for me. I can't tell it without telling it.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm gonna say in protecting the other person's privacy, you know, like we have to think about that when we're telling certain stories, you know, thinking about what this means, because you know, people who out there know us, they can be like, okay, what time of year? That was okay. That's what you call it, you know.
And it's really dawning on me that people really be watching us.
Yeah,
like it's not like this ain't y'all, I'm very humble about this, okay? So when people actually tell me they watch us, I'll be so confused. Like I'm like, do y'all really? But then, and so to know that, I just know I have to protect myself and a lot of other people that will be involved if I'm telling these stories and using names, because we definitely don't use names unless, you know, it's just something minor or something like that.
And that's why I always like to mention, like, you know, I'm cool with my people, like the guys I dated and stuff like that. For the most part, like, we're cool, you know, but I still don't want to disrespect them in a way. It's like we've had those healing conversations where we've been able to accept both parties. This is what I did wrong. This is what I did wrong. Okay, no, we not trying to work this out. However, you know, I hope that this will help you be a better person. You know, like, and that's, again, we said that and I said that on one of the previous relationships too. Like, that's a good way to move forward. You know, if you're able to have those conversations with people that you feel like have hurt you, that's a good way to realize what you did. Because a lot of times we don't hear the way we hurt people. We just feel the way they hurt us.
Yeah.
Girl, that's a word.
It is. Yeah.
So you have to get to a point in your life where you're willing to listen to people and hear what you did wrong.
Yeah. That's really a negative pattern, y'all. A lot of people don't know that they doing something wrong because ain't nobody ever held them accountable for anything that they've done. So they think they just walking around here okay.
Don't be afraid to speak up to people, especially if you say you love them.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to speak up and say, hey, I think you can do this better.
Yes.
You didn't do this well. Like, people be looking for critiques. I know at this point in my life, I'm open to all the critiques. You know, I'm not saying I'm gonna take it all.
Yeah.
But I'm here to listen to it, and I will, you know, accept it. Like, for instance, I told you, you know, I was talking to a few people about someone that I'm dating, and in that moment, I realized that I had said too much, because people get to create their own opinions of your situation based off what you're telling them, and they don't hear the other side. You know, so it's like sometimes you have to be careful about what you share, because you don't want to take on other people's identity. So what's important to you, what looks good for you, is not the same that's important and looks good for me. You know, so I'm doing what makes Kenyatta feel good, and as long as it makes Kenyatta feel good, it should not be a problem for you. If it's something that I'm doing that's harming me, as my friend, please tell me.
Yeah.
But if you see that I'm happy and this is working for me,
because y'all don't know what's going on in here. So
if you know, like, I'm at a point in my life where I'm not accepting no type of BS. You know, so if you see me and I'm living and loving life, give me the kudos. You know, but if I'm hurt and stuff like that, or I'm doing something wrong, just tearing myself down, please, you know, by all means, check me.
Okay, I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna answer your question, Joyce.
Talking about that's the big dude in the bag. Yeah, you okay? You see him, Darius?
But what she was saying, because I've always basically tried to move that way, not telling everybody everything. And when I say everybody, it's still people that's still probably in my circle or somewhat in my circle, and I'm not sharing it because I don't really care for a lot of people's opinions.
What you say? What are you talking about?
What you were saying.
Okay. I thought you were answering one of their topics.
No.
Okay.
Because I'll be telling her I don't like telling anybody nothing. I don't like talking to people because I don't care for other people's opinions.
Yeah.
Especially since the people I care about is the ones that I'm telling, or I could be in a space that I just need to vent. I don't want to hear nobody's opinion. But y'all giving me an opinion on something y'all really truly don't know nothing about.
I ain't asking.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to share what's going on.
Joyce says, sorry if y'all already touched on this. How do y'all feel about trying to heal without an apology? You have to find closure within yourself. They can't give you closure.
On one of our past episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you know you want to move forward. You just want to hear what they got to say, because it's more than likely going to make you feel like they can probably get you back, or it's more than likely going to hurt you.
And sometimes we could just be at different points in our lives from the other person. You can be ready to move forward where that other person may not be. So that can actually hurt you more trying to get an apology from them. When it's actually better for you to just move on and accept your wrongs and accept what they did, you know, as well.
Yeah.
So it's like you just have to learn to just sometimes be okay without talking and hearing sorry from the other person, because you have to know your worth. So that's what's important. Learning who you are, what's important to you, your morals and values, and accepting that that person just is not equal to that.
Exactly.
And it's okay. You are going to get another chance at doing whatever that was. Whatever the situation was, it's going to be better. It was just a learning situation. It was a lesson for you. A learning situation. Okay, I have to stress that.
You have to think about it. Because you already know what the situation was, how it affected you, is that something that you want to go back to?
Exactly.
Do you really want to know what this person has to say? Do you really want an apology from this person? Because you know it can be flipped and they can do anything to say, manipulate. They can be manipulative and get you back to where they want you.
And that was my situation. And that was my situation for years. You know, not for years, but for a while, you know, just seeking closure in another person. Yeah. It's like I was not comfortable moving forward in relationships or anything until I had spoken to that person, and eventually I started moving forward, but I was still not able to really love the way I wanted to, because a part of me was still closed off because of what had happened. And then I just started moving very strategically, where I was avoiding this person. Like, I was making sure that I was not in the same situation, same room, same events, nothing like that, where I thought I may see this person. And I realized that it was just unhealthy. And it took
go nowhere.
Exactly. But eventually, you know, I gave it time. In about a year or so, I did reach out. Hey, you know, I think we should talk. And that person was open to it. But in the past, I had not been met like that. It was what you want. We ain't got nothing to talk about. You know, it was, you know, so I had to let it go. Had to let it mend itself. He had to heal. I had to heal, so that we can get to a point where we can talk about what happened without blaming one another.
Always, what does it look like when both parties are here?
Yes. So, Joyce, it may not be the time or the season for the discussion for y'all. You have to just simply go ahead and just take it what it is.
One day at a time.
Yes.
Give yourself time to heal. At this point, you focus on you. Worry about your healing process and how you want to move forward, going forward.
Yeah.
That's what
Don't
what
let that person's apology stop you from growing.
Yes.
Okay. And
what was it in reference to?
Beans, I don't know what he was talking about. He said, I
don't know why
he could have been
there when I know.
He could have been talking about when I was talking about the guy I'm dating, and I was saying they had their own opinions and stuff like that. He could have been talking about that. I think that's what he was talking about. It is something. It is something. If that is what you're talking about, yeah, the situation is good for me. You know, and I told Sequoia this actually. I was very.
You're welcome, Joyce.
No problem, hon. You're welcome. But prior to dating this person, I had stopped loving the way I wanted to. I was loving with restrictions, you know, and trying to protect myself. And not that I'm not protecting myself. It's a difference, right? Between, you know, the Bible says guard your heart. You know, everything you do flows from it. You know, I was protecting myself instead of guarding myself. You know, like I was literally, I remember somebody that I dated telling me that. You know, it's like you're in a boxing ring with your guards up the whole time. Your arms are going to get tired eventually because you ain't doing nothing. You're not even trying. You know, it's like, so it's like being in this place now where I'm actually able to give myself without worrying about what I'm getting back. Now I'm past the place where I'm not going to love without getting something back. Right. However, it's not the purpose. I'm not loving with the intention of getting anything. I'm doing it just simply because that is who is King. That's who King Eddie is, and that's what I desire, to love people. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take care of mine. I'm going to take care of people who I love and who I care about, regardless. Yes. And then I'm hoping that I love with the hope that the way I love you will inspire you to love. But I'm not forcing somebody else. Exactly.
It's going to bring something out of you on the way that you love or how you should be loving.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. But shoot, we need to give love. Once you give it, you're gonna receive it, whether it be from this person or somebody else. You're gonna get that same love in return. So you continue to be yourself, continue to love with a loving heart, and not actually be out here just doing it because you're looking for somebody to give it to you in return. And I want who you are.
And I want to repeat this too. Speak up. Speak up for yourself. Say what it is you desire. You know what you want.
Because they don't know what you want. You ain't saying nothing.
Exactly. Again, and I was saying this
accountability.
Exactly. I said this early on in the conversation that I had seen an old episode of ours where they slapped me in the face. It's like sometimes you can't go into a situation and expect people to know who you are and what you want. Sometimes you have to have a conversation with people and let them know this is what I like. You know, I would like you to do this or blah blah blah. Some people feel like, you know, that's just not the person for you if you got to teach them and show them. Some people are worth it.
Yes, and then
especially if they're willing.
Yeah.
Some people are willing. They're like, teach me how to love you. Show me what you need. Tell me what you need. Then they're going to do it. Now, on the other hand, you may have people who you like, I like this, I want this, and then they're okay, but they still not doing it. Them the people we don't got time for.
Exit.
Exit stage left. Period.
And it looked like I'm going to my left. That's why I left. Okay? Yes. But see, everybody's not going to come in knowing how to love you anyway, so you have to speak up.
Because so everybody got baggage in their own stuff.
That they trying to unpack. They is trying to unpack every step of the way. So that step might be with you.
But you got to know when there's work going through with somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Can y'all still see us? If you can still see us, please comment.
Because it says sorry, having trouble playing this video. Learn more. So what we're going to do.
Hey, see it.
Right.
Because I can see us.
Okay, here we go. Okay, he says the essence of the question is, and this can be generally applied, just because something feels good, does that equate to actually being good? Are we qualifying good as intelligent men and women able to discern? Using the faculty of reason and patiently enduring until we can make a fair judgment if said person or thing or situation is good. I think basically I answered that.
Yeah.
Because, and I thought that's what you was getting at.
And they can still see us.
Yeah, it is good. It's good. Because that's exactly what it's teaching me is patience.
Yeah. Allowing this person space
to love me the way that they love, and not telling this person this is what I want. Exactly. Right? And changing the way that they love. Now, whether or not I like the way that they choose to love is up to me to stay. That's accountability.
Yeah.
Right? But if it's something that I'm good with, not just feels good.
Yeah.
Right? But something that I know is good for me because it's teaching me a lesson. Right? Yeah. I'm going through this process.
Yeah.
I'm willing to go through this with this person. What do you say to?
That's what he was saying. What do you say to?
Okay.
Hey, see it. Oh, I did say hey to you. Yeah.
Because the computer just straight up.
It treated us, y'all. And
we can't see nothing on the computer.
We can see the comments, but I always, if y'all ever, because I know y'all be seeing me looking at my phone all the time. I always have it pulled up on my phone for comments, so that I can see.
Oh, you like my response? Thanks,
August.
Yeah. We can have Beans on the episode one.
That's fine.
Yeah, Beans, you have a lot of I think to add from a male's perspective when it comes to love. So we got to check you out with one of these episodes. I'm definitely gonna hit you up.
Yeah, you know what? And although I've held myself accountable in a lot of situations, I think that my biggest lesson on accountability was this year. Mm-hmm. Because it was nothing because of this time, y'all. It was nothing that I could do but look at myself. Do you understand? It was nothing that I had no choice but to look at myself and evaluate the part that I played in anything. Mm-hmm. It depends because it depends on the time frame because I do believe that people can change. Oh, and I'm sorry, we didn't even read the question, y'all.
Do you think an ex is worth going back to?
So yeah. I believe that some can have the potential for you to go back to because people do change. Everybody not gonna be.
Evolution is a continuum. I say that. very frequently.
Ain't nobody perfect, y'all.
Yeah, and I think like I won't even lie. There's a few people, a couple people that I would date again in this season.
Just to see if they
in this season of my life. You know, it's like what you have to learn is that and I've said this before too, some lessons are meant to be learned and applied to your next situation. It's not always meant for you to go backwards and try to work it out. Mm-hmm. So you have to actually give it time to blossom, you know, for you and the other person to make sure it's actually worth going back to.
Yeah. Because before y'all actually get into a relationship, in the beginning, you're going to see if that person is worth your time. Mm-hmm. And from there, if you don't see that person is basically on the same level as you, then you will know. But at the same time, if you choose to go back to that person and they still on the same BS, that just means you ain't learned that lesson yet.
Yeah.
And they finna give it to you right again until you get it right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's okay, you know, to still have relationships with people outside of romance, you know, because I always say this, and we talked about this before, you know, because we do.
We touch on a lot of stuff.
We do.
And that's what I was saying. I said, before we even started, I said, although we talking about accountability, I said, the last few episodes have all tied into each other because we keep, not to say we're always saying the same thing, but we're saying a lot of the same things. Yeah. Because they are so similar.
But I was getting at misreading the purpose of a connection. Mm. So we had a topic, we had an episode on that, where sometimes we get into relationships with people who are really just genuinely meant to be our friends. So sometimes when you get out of that relationship, you may form a friendship with that person. And we've had an episode on being friends with the opposite sex, you know, and that can be okay. Like, it could be somebody who you dated, but you know, you realize it didn't work. And that, you know, now we're just friends. Now I talk to this person just like one of their homies. And granted, like, sometimes, you know, people still have feelings and stuff like that, you know, but you just realize, I know I cannot go back here with this person because, again, you're talking to them. Yeah. You see who they are. You see that some things are still the same that you're not willing to deal with. However, you're still willing to be their friend. So sometimes you may have people come back into your life at another season and you can just be their friend. Mm-hmm. But you have to check where you are if you're willing to handle that. And I'm responding to actually a DM right now because somebody said that their ex had hit them up out of the blue, and so I'm saying that to just respond to that. Like, I would just see what it's about.
This is from this person from here too.
It's somebody who's on the live. Yeah, I just
want to know if y'all was on the live. Y'all.
Yeah,
I don't matter who it is.
Yeah, I would just see. I mean, like, I wouldn't say ignore it, you know, whatever. You know, but if you're not in a space to receive that, then don't.
Yeah. So Sydney, I ain't gonna read the first comment. I'm just gonna read the long one. Just because you see a person has matured in areas and grew up or changed doesn't mean they fit well in the space you're in now. Yeah. Yeah, but you learn that once you revisit the situation, if you're going to revisit the situation. Mm-hmm. That's all. Yeah. That's all a learning experience. Everything is a learning experience.
We gotta learn how to date.
Y'all.
I know this computer. I know this is not just okay, I guess these are signs that we need to be wrapping up because it is 48 minutes, girl, by herself. We ain't never done no hour episode by herself.
I think we have.
Oh no. Anyways, so what was I saying? Okay. What was I saying?
Oh yeah, they can see. See, y'all, we tripping on this end only because we can't see y'all. I can see y'all on the phone, but we cannot, y'all. But we think y'all can't see us. But everything that's going on our end, y'all cannot see.
But I like Sydney's comment. You know, just because they grew and stuff doesn't mean that they fit where you are. You know, so that's important.
You saying that, girl?
Take your advice.
You see me. You see me. Because you know we done had conversations like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, y'all. This has been a good conversation. It has, but I was gonna say that we've never seen this screen do this.
No.
It treated us twice today. And, you know,
I'm looking for next week's topic so we can wrap up. But no, this has been a great conversation. Thank everybody for tuning in. Thanks for your comments. For sure. Make sure you share the video. Make sure you like and love the video. Subscribe you know, to receive notifications when we do go live, so that way you know when we're going live and you can check in with us.
Yeah.
And join the conversation.
Really thank y'all for real.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I don't really know people be watching. I mean, I know y'all watch us, but it's always different when somebody just randomly said, mind you, I'm not thinking about Wine&Grow all day, okay?
Yeah. And we also
yes.
Oh
yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for bringing me back, friend. Hey,
yes.
friend. That's what I was
Sorry,
getting at.
y'all.
Okay, so Sydney has said, you know, it doesn't mean they fit well in the space that you're in now. And I was saying that you need to learn how to date. Because even in a situation where you start over with somebody, date them. Don't jump right back in thinking, okay, it's going to be how it was.
Everything ain't meant for you to pick up where you left off.
We have to learn to really get to know people, which again, I want to go back to what Beans and I were discussing, and the person that I'm dating. Is right now we're still in the dating phase. And I'm getting to know this person and how they move and how he's getting to know how I move. You know, so that's okay. You know, it's like there should be a time we need to be able to decipher when we're dating somebody, getting to know them, when we're in a relationship with them, and we're ready to have a future with them. Sometimes we jump from I like you to I love you and we together. We don't even have that in between stage, and we're really getting to know people to determine if they're worth being in our space.
We're not patient enough.
Exactly. You have to be able to have that adult conversation with somebody else to where they understand, you know what? This may not go the way we want it to go, but we're both going to do our best now to so that it can go that way. However, if it turns out that we're just not meant to be together, let's be adults about this and let's move on. Yeah. Like, that's what dating is about. Getting to know somebody, okay, learning, blah, blah, blah. Not trying to change somebody and make them who you want to be. No, okay, this person didn't work out, I'm moved to the next person. Yeah. Learn to date.
Like I said, I'm not a fixer. Yeah. I ain't trying to change nobody. I'm just trying to learn me and them. Yeah. Learn me, because I'm still a growing, man, it's a process.
Because we said, again, I'm going to say it again. We said this before. You learn yourself through relationships. Relationships are meant to teach you. Yes. Okay?
And then I ain't even been in a relationship in a while, but the last situation, this most recent one, has taught me a whole lot about myself. Realizing that I am not as patient as I think I am. I hold myself accountable, but not to the extent that I had to hold myself accountable this time. Just that I need to spend y'all, it's so funny. I like spending time by myself, but I needed to spend a lot more time by myself to be able to be clear about a lot of situations, whether it be romantic relationships, family, friendships, the relationship with myself. I had to be by myself. It's crazy because I was by myself for a couple months now.
So let's. I like to wrap up with takeaways. So what's one takeaway you want them to have from this episode?
To just be aware of the fact that you can do wrong. And realize what you are doing wrong in a situation. And not always be ready to point the finger at somebody else. Just take a step back. Review the situation. See where it is that you could have done better. And figure out a way to move forward.
Yeah. And then I would just add to that is, in addition to self-accountability, which is what she described, get you some accountability partners to go on a journey with you. People who you can depend on, who are also in the healthy stage. Or in the healing stage, and you guys can be each other's partner. You know, tell them what it is you're struggling with, and make a plan for them to hold you accountable. Yes. For the things that you want to do better in your life. That's what friends are there for. So.
What are friends for?
Right. So again, wow, 54 minutes. This is awesome. This has been a great conversation.
54. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't have 4 eyes, okay? I have 2 until I get the other pair.
But
see that?
Right here.
Oh.
So thank you guys for tuning in. Again,
what's the next week?
Like, share, love. Okay. Like, share, love the video. Subscribe, so you can get future notifications when we go live. Next week we'll be talking about love languages. Do they matter? Ooh.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, absolutely love languages matter.
I can't wait.
Don't love
That's
the same way.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
And that's one of the things y'all need to learn about these people that y'all dating, because y'all just go right in.
Girl, okay, we ain't gonna get into it right now.
I'm sorry.
So, love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. We will see y'all next week.
Peace, love, and hair grease.